What's going on with y'all, man? We here. It's time to lock in. You already know, lock in live. We do this every week. We go live 1 to 2 times a week. This week we went live twice. Went live Monday night with the reaction off of Sunday's game, and here we are Friday night previewing the matchup of the Cleveland Browns and the New York Giants. Now we got a lot of things to discuss. We got Dayball to discuss, Jalin Hyatt to discuss, and we got this matchup with the Browns. It's actually going 0-3. I don't want to see it, man, but there's a chance. There's a chance, man. Omega was good. Appreciate you for tapping in. Always tapping in. Appreciate you for joining up, man. Everyone that's in here, man, make sure if you join the live stream, man, say what's good in the chat. We read every single chat in here. And we're here to discuss some things about the Giants. We're here to discuss things with this matchup and the state of everything, man. How's everyone's day been so far, man? Christian was good, bro. Appreciate you for tapping in. Love to see it. Love to see it. We got a lot to talk about, man, a lot to unpack. The state of the NFL is a little weird right now. We got a lot of 0-2 teams, including the Giants, but some surprising teams. Hey, Giants have the same record as the Ravens. So take with that as you will. Take with that as you will. Talking about this matchup, man, the Browns, they're 1-1. Their defense is strong, but it's definitely a winnable game. Now for this Giants squad, the definition of winnable, what is that? That's something that we're here to talk about because some matchups seem easier than others. But, yeah, man, this matchup Sunday, I think is definitely one of the more winnable games again. And we said this every week, and the Giants are still 0-2 and they haven't won a game. But definitely still one of the more winnable games. And this defense right now, the defense got to step up. I think if we're looking at this matchup heading into Sunday, the Cleveland Browns, if we want to win this game, our defense is going to have to step up, man. Letting Jaden Daniels score on every single drive was not good, man. It still leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but we're moving on. We'll worry about Deshaun Watson and that offense. And that offense has been sputtering, man. That offense has been sputtering. Once again, man, once you pop in the live, say what's good in the chat. Make sure you say what's up in the chat. We read every single chat. And how's everyone's Friday going on so far, man? How's everyone's Friday? Yeah. For me, talking about this Sunday specifically, the Browns are not the Browns that we're kind of normal to. They play good defense, and the offense has a lot left to be desired. So the Giants are looking to, take advantage of that. Maybe a guy like Jalin Hyatt is looking to take advantage of that. I don't know, man. What's everyone's thoughts? Once you pop in here, man, we're going to get more people coming through. Let's talk about the Jalin Hyatt stuff. Now, if you haven't seen my latest video, I did post a video talking about Jalin Hyatt. This morning, Jordan Renan posted an article kind of speaking on the Jalin Hyatt situation. And, Jalin Hyatt has yet to play that many snaps. He only got 2 targets, I believe, over 2 games and only 6 snaps. I think that's the number, 6 snaps. And 6 snaps over 2 games is not a good take. It's not, especially with the fact that this guy was starting in the offseason during training camp until late, very, very late. That's when, Slayton started taking over. So to think that Jalin Hyatt only produces this much is kind of sick. And, yeah, man, the quote was dropped in the article. Apparently what was said, according to sources from the team that told ESPN, apparently he said, if you're not going to play me, trade me. If you're not going to let me be out there, trade me. Now, allegedly, he said this. As my dog is trying to make a appearance. Jesus, stay down. Yeah, man, he said, trade me. And for me, I went out, posted a video the moment we saw it. Posted a video talking about it because it honestly adds up. It really does. Not saying that's the sole reason why Jalin Hyatt is not playing. I know I titled that. People didn't like that. I titled it that video. But overall, once again, that has to play a certain role in why this guy's not on the field. I think personally, for me, if that is true, and he did say that, I don't like the attitude, man. I really don't. Not the biggest fan. Now, I do believe that he should rival the fact that he's not playing, but I just feel like that's not the way to go about it. He went out and said that he did not say that. That's some fake story. But let's be honest here, y'all. Let's be real. Would he double down on that statement? Is that a statement that he would double down on? he's pretty much not throwing his team under the bus, but pretty much saying, "Get me out of here." So if he was doubling down on that, man, he would be crazy. He would be crazy. He should prove a point and play Hyatt, and if he doesn't produce, bench him again. I think there's a chance of that. I I refuse to believe that Hyatt won't be, in the game plan moving forward. He has to be at least a little bit, but he hasn't been there since, man. Hyatt kind of hasn't shown up since. And if he does produce, it's a win-win. I think he should be in, and he should be getting reps. I'm on board to play Hyatt. I'm definitely not off of Hyatt playing on the team. I just definitely think that's not the character you want from your player, man. And a guy that's supposed to be in year 2 developing, this is a guy that needs to be out there. So I was making the argument for him the past couple of weeks, and I still do, regardless of if he made those statements or not. I still want to see Jalin Hyatt on the field. He should be one of the more explosive players. He should be one of the more explosive players, man. So, for people, anybody that wasn't a fan, there was one specific person that wasn't a fan of what I posted, and yeah, wasn't a fan of what I posted. But all I gotta say is that I'm still a Giants fan, man, regardless of who's playing and who's not. I want to see Jalin Hyatt play. I really do. But I believe in this game and everything we've seen. I've been on YouTube for around 2.5 years. Where there's smoke, there's fire, man. You've seen it with Kadarius Toney. Hey, are we shopping Kadarius Toney? No, we're not shopping Kadarius Toney. No, we like to keep Kadarius Toney on the team. And what happened? We got traded. Oh, do you and Wink Martindale have a problem? The only thing we argue about is the last slice of pizza. What happened? Wink Martindale leaves the day after. Leaves, quits, goes on the run the day after. So for anyone that believes that, that's totally not true just because Jalin Hyatt said it's not true, come on, y'all. Come on, man. Be real. Let's be real. Let's be real, man. What y'all think? What y'all think about that in general? Someone's calling me real quick. We got a couple people in the building, man. Like at the stream if you haven't already. Say what's good in the chat once you enter. Say what's good in the chat, man. That's pretty much what I have on the Hyatt situation. We'll talk about it more when people come through. People come through, we'll talk about it. 100%. Dable. Dable got to be a topic. He was on the title for a reason. Listen, we locking in. If y'all didn't know, this is Locking In Live. I need to make my own slideshow and kind of present it, Locking In Live. But what was the question? I was pretty much asking, what do you think in general with the Jalin Hyatt? Do you think it was true? Do you think it wasn't? We're never gonna get the answer. We're never gonna get the answer. But what's your take on it? I believe where there's fire, or where there's smoke, there's fire. If you're seeing a little bit of reports of it, it might be true. It might be true. Depends how Ghetto was good. Appreciate you. Depends how Shane feels, I guess. That's 100% what it means, man. 100% what it means. Talk about Brian Dable. It did get reported during this week from a couple of different beat reporters. I can't tell you which one. I'm missing a light, man. Hold on. I'm missing a light. I knew something looked a little different. I was missing one light on. Had me all confused. Now we're well lit. But Brian Dable apparently on the verge of losing the locker room. Man, if there was anything I told you guys, man, if we were to go down 0-2, things would get serious. We're down 0-2. You got reports of Jalin Hyatt. You got reports of Brian Dable. You got reports that they're definitely on the hot seat and they might be gone. I'm not surprised at all. Starting off 0-2 against the teams that we lost to is not what we want it to be. And someone, I can't remember what B reporter said it. I really wish I could. But overall, if he's on the verge of losing the locker room, they said it's kind of looking like what Ben McAdoo did. And if you guys haven't been a fan, since Ben McAdoo was on this team, man, we had a great first season with Ben McAdoo, made the playoffs. It was really carried by the defense. But after that, Ben McAdoo, next season, everything was in disarray. Man got clipped. Started Geno Smith, which some argue Geno Smith was the better quarterback to play. Started Geno Smith. He was fired a couple games after that. Lost the locker room. Locker room didn't want to play for him. Getting blown out by certain teams. Kind of what you look at with Joe Judge, man. All that nonsense. So Brian Daboll's on the verge of that, man. Can't say we haven't seen that before. Nolan was good, man. Appreciate you for tapping. He said Giants and 15-2. We go undefeated the rest of the season. I'm with it. Let's do it. I hope not. LOL. 0-3 is where the bad vibes enter. I believe some of the bad vibes might be roaming around, man. Some of the bad vibes might be around now. And after 2 weeks, it's crazy to say. Like, think about it, y'all. We waited all off season for this, man. All off season for 0-2 and talked about possibly drafting a quarterback. Like, this is how far gone we've gone, man. Omega says draft a quarterback, no to Bryce Young. We talked about this on the Monday live stream. If y'all weren't there, man, we talked about Bryce Young because that came up when he got benched, and apparently now he's open to a trade. That doesn't mean he's going to get traded because he would have to get traded from his organization. They would have to deal him. I don't know if they're going to deal Bryce Young, but I'm a big believer on, man. Some quarterbacks might be far gone. I don't believe he's far gone. You know, I think some people get fractured where they come from. Daniel Jones is a product of that. I think he could have been better if he went somewhere else or came somewhere else. Bryce Young might have that, man. Bryce Young might have that. So, overall, man, I think this season, the way it's turning out, man, we got a long stretch to go. There's still a lot more that can happen. And first, let's talk about this Cleveland Browns game. What y'all think about Cleveland? Where do we stand on Cleveland? I definitely think it's a winnable game, but we said it's a winnable game these past couple of weeks, man. We've said it's a winnable game these past couple of weeks. That's kind of where I place myself. Ronnie was good. Appreciate you for joining up on the live stream. Haven't seen you in a live in a minute. He said Manning is starting this week. That's another topic, man. I'm waiting for Jabari to pull up, man. Jabari wants to say that Manning is not a Hall of Famer. We need Jabari to pull up in the chat, man. And 1 week we'll end up doing a segment where you guys come up, man. I think that'll be really dope. Jabari's calling for it, but I think if you guys want to speak your mind on certain topics, we'll save that for a special event. We'll definitely have you on here. 0-3 is a near death sentence. It's a constant battle getting back to 500. I agree. I mean, there's a chance that we might not be over 500 all year. And then, especially considering, man, if we lose this to Cleveland, turn around and play Dallas. I mean, is that game in Dallas? We play them Thursday night. Is that Giants and Dallas game in Dallas or in New York? It's in New York, so we're home. Oh, yeah. We talked about this last week. We talked about how my guys is going to record. He's going to be there. Justin Pugh is going to be out there Thursday night. Talking with some Giants fans. He'll probably have some cool details on there, man. He probably will. Top 5 defense going to put the O-line to the test. I'm excited for that, man. I'm excited. Hey, Dylan, what's good, man? He said, here from Skull Gang. Hey, the Vikings look good, man. The better y'all look, man, under Sam Darnold, Sam for MVP, the better y'all look over there, man. The less bad I feel about that loss. I still feel bad, but appreciate you for joining in, man. I hope everything's all good over there, man. Top 5 defense is going to put the O-line to test. I think the O-line is going to be up for the test for sure. It's going to put it to test. Myles Garrett, Myles Garrett is completely the headliner. He hasn't practiced all week, but this man's going to play. I don't think there's a world where he's not going to play. So I would expect Myles Garrett to suit up. And overall, man, it's going to be a tall task for his O-line, but we really see, is this O-line improved or not? I think we can all say this O-line is improved. Andrew Thomas, obviously locking things down. Illuminor has been a lot better than we've seen at Evan Neal these past couple of years. And the interior O-line overall hasn't been bad. I think Greg Van Roten has been probably the worst out of all the linemen. And honestly, I'll sign up for that any day. This is a guy off of a minimum salary, man. So I'll take that any day if he's a worse O-lineman and it's still not, game-losing type of play. So losing games, but the O-line is not the reason why we lost. Last year, it was crazy. Ronnie says Daboll has to get his play calling together, stop with the BS. I agree 100%. I mean, I've been this on a drum, man. He's supposed to be this offensive coach, this guru. We need to get things going. We do. This offense needs to pick up steam because 18 points is not enough. On that Washington team, 18 points is not enough. Granted, we have like fumbles and missed attempts on fourth down, but 18 points is not enough, man. Take Fords over on rushing yards. Metro, appreciate you for typing in. Yeah, man. Until I see the Giants stop the rushing game, man, it's hard for me to believe that they'll stop anyone. I gotta see it first. I've been preaching on it all week, man. Shane Bowen, one of his main mantras was saying we're gonna stop the runner, we're gonna stop the rushing as we get to the quarterback. Just focus on attacking the quarterback, getting sacks. We're not getting too much of those, and we're not stopping the run on the way there either. This defense feels like there's a lot left to be desired. We need the defensive players to wake up. We need Brian Burns to have his game already. I mean, 2 weeks in, and it wasn't the greatest teams in the world, and yet Brian Burns has kind of been not showing a lot. You know, granted, he's getting chipped. There's certain matchmaking that's happening, and they're trying to slow down Brian Burns as they can, but we need the production. We need the production, man. He's probably playing on the most talented D-line he's played in his career. We need the production out of Brian Burns. O-line will hold up. I agree. I expect Daboll to counter with the run to prevent too many sacks. That's something that I talked about in my preview video that I did drop yesterday. If you haven't seen that, we're here to preview it here. I want them to lean on the run game. I really do. Yes, I want Daniel Jones to throw for over 250 passing yards. It rarely happens. I do want that to happen. I want Malik Neighbor to get the ball a ton. But we're really going to have to just move the chains, man. Take whatever the defense is giving you. Their front four is good. And overall, their defense as a unit, when it comes to the DBs, the linebackers, the safeties, as a unit, they're a good squad. So I think you need to, if we're able to move the ball, running the ball, we're able to get 4 yards a pop, we'll need to keep going, man. People do it to us. We tell the Commanders do it to us all game. Jaden Daniels didn't throw the ball all over the field. He made timely throws when he needed to, but they were running the ball on us, man. If we're able to run the ball, and that's a big if, but this O-line has looked good so far. If we're able to throw the ball, we need to continue to hold time of possession, you know, go out and get first downs and score some points. That's what we need. That is what we need. If I were to ask you guys, what is one thing you're excited to look for this matchup? Heading into it against the Cleveland Browns, man, what is one thing you're excited to look for? Whether it be another week of Malik Neighbors, I tell this to everyone. Dogs over here tripping. I say this to everyone, man. If there's anything I'm going to watch this year, it's Malik Neighbors. No matter what the record is, I want Malik Neighbors to go ball out. I'm definitely on Malik Neighbors watch the rest of the season. Whether that be Malik Neighbors, whether that be how Daniel Jones is going to play, whether that be Jalin Hyatt at that position. You know, I really want the offense to step up. I want the defense to step up and take advantage as well. But if our offense can't move the ball, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. Excuse me. It's only 7:49 out here, man. I'm over here yawning. I feel like Singletary is key. If he can break some holes, it could change the game. Singletary's look good. I think Singletary has been everything we could have asked for so far. Signing him as a Giants. Sign him to the Giants and getting his production, you know, is he Saquon? No, because he's better. No, I'm kidding. Singletary's pretty good, though. He's played pretty good. Look at the stats, man. He's been a lot better for us. So shout out to that. Roddy saying, don't play scared. 100%, man. We need to be aggressive. We need to be aggressive. I want to see us take some shots and convert on those 100%. I don't see passing going to be easy against the Browns, so I'm looking forward to seeing Singletary can step up. Singletary being the X factor. I agree. Ronnie with the donation. Appreciate you. Say pray forever for a win. We need the dub, man. If there's anything I can say, Ronnie always coming positive. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for that, but we need this W, man. We need this W bad. We need this W. And once again, Deshaun Watson has not looked good. He has not looked good. If there's anything, you know, I think the best thing we can do, right, when we talk about this team and where we stand, sometimes you kind of have to cope a bit. The way I've been coping with this Daniel Jones contract has been looking at Deshaun Watson's. I've been looking at Deshaun Watson's contract saying, if Daniel Jones is a bad contract, Deshaun Watson's is too. fully guaranteed, and that production is terrible. Is terrible. Now, is it better than Daniel Jones? I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest. I really feel like the Browns, one, because of his injury standpoint, and two, for the production that he's been putting up, it hasn't been like that. Deshaun Watson not the same guy that he was in the Texans, and maybe you could argue is when he was away from the league, but he has not been the same guy. Excuse me. People have been waiting for Deshaun Watson to get back up to speed and ramp up because he's been out of the game for a bit, but they're still waiting. They are still waiting on Deshaun Watson, and hopefully the Giants are not this get-right game for them, man. Hopefully the Giants are not this get-right game. That's all I can hope. We need this win bad 100%. I pray every day for a Giants win. I do too, man. I do too. Bowen has to get a pass rush going too. I'm saying, man, Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau. Where are y'all at? Where are y'all at? We need to get after him. And I know Jedrick Wills is on this whole line. Outside of him, I don't think this O-line is as good as we thought it was for these past couple of years. The Browns have been known to have a good O-line for the past couple of years, but this year, I don't think it's the same. I seen Talking Giants. Of course, we still support other Giants content creators out here, y'all. I just want to let y'all know we still support other Giants content creators out here. I'm definitely not a fan of anybody else. Talking Giants, I did see Bobby posted the Browns have the worst center in pass blocking or blocking in general in the league, and he's going up against Dexter Lawrence. I mean, that's a matchup you definitely want to see. It better be exploited. We better see whatever they can do to match that up, man. Let Dex eat. Dex better be all over the field. He was kind of not as productive against the Commanders, and I think they were double teaming him. But Dexter Lawrence, we always know we can lean on a big game from him, but this week especially, we need it to be a big game, man. We need it to, especially if we get a dope and flip back on Thursday night and play the Cowboys. I don't even want to talk about Cowboys on prime time yet, but it's a tall task. It is a tall order, but I think it all starts with Cleveland. It's a winnable game, man. It's a winnable game. I'm tired of games feeling like they aren't, because it is. Unfortunately, the way the Giants have been playing, it hasn't felt that way, but it is a winnable game, man. So I want to see. Overall, man. If you already give a score prediction, it's kind of early, but we're going to drop score predictions, man. Let me know the score prediction for you, how you feel for this Cleveland and Giants game. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't expect a high-scoring game. Last week, the Giants couldn't, slow down the Commanders. I expect them to change some things up. The Browns are going to throw the ball a lot more. I'll be shocked if they lean on the running game. I mean, the Giants have been terrible at stopping the run, so they have every reason to run the ball heavy. But if we can load the box and slow that up and force Deshaun Watson to make plays, which if I said this 3 years ago, people would have looked at me crazy. People would have looked at me really crazy. If we force Deshaun Watson to make some plays, we might be having some plays of our own. Man. That's going to be rough, 100%. Caveman, or the Man Cave, my bad. I think I used to call it Caveman. The Man Cave. What's good, bro? Great stream as always. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Appreciate you for joining up. Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope all is well. Winnable if Watson is terrible again. Watson has not looked that great. He played a little better last week against the Jaguars. Don't get me wrong, but I'm being honest, man. I'm not scared of Deshaun Watson at this rate. And that might get clipped if he goes off on us, man. 17-14 Giants. I think it's a low-scoring affair. And I dropped it in my preview, man. I don't have us winning. I do not have us winning. But I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. 21-24 Browns or Giants could be either. Let's hope it's the Giants. Let's hope it's on the Giants side. I believe in my preview, man. I have too little faith in our defense. I said 28-14 in the preview. Let's go 21-14. And I'm going to get on here, man. It's either going to be 21-14 Giants or 21-14 Browns. If I'm a betting man, I'm not betting on the Giants, but 21-14 it will be the score this Sunday, 1 p.m., man. Something I want to address as well, man. I'm not going to lie. The way they were congratulating Eli Manning, I thought he was already in the Hall of Fame. I thought Eli was already in the Hall of Fame, man. I'm going to be honest. I posted it. I believe someone corrected me. And let me know he's just nominated and he's able to be voted for. I was over here thinking that he's been nominated and they finally did it. Uh, I don't know if it's because we haven't. Excuse me. I don't know if it's because we haven't had a Giants player inducted into the Hall of Fame in a while. That's why I'm just not familiar with it. But I didn't know we congratulate people for being nominees. I'm gonna be honest. But Eli Manning is definitely gonna be voted in the Hall of Fame. What are y'all thoughts on that, man? Greg Joseph needs to hit his field goals. Greg Joseph, shout out to Greg Joseph. He did it to us. Greg Joseph has done it for us, man. Done it against us. So hopefully he can do it for us. He will be suiting up this Sunday. And I'm glad the Giants finally have a kicker on their roster outside of Gano, man. On game day specifically, though. KT and Spider's breakout game. C-Rock, appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate you for coming in the building. I definitely think it has to be one of their guys showing. It has to. We need to see plays being made. We need to see Deshaun Watson pressured. We need to see results. We need to see results. We talked about how good this D-line should have been all offseason. It's time to see it in fruition. KT did have a solid game against the Commanders. Not that we're used to, but he was pressuring the quarterback. Hey, we got 15 people in the building, man. Make sure you say what's up in the chat and like up the stream if you haven't already, man. Like up the stream, trying to push this content out there. They have to be aggressive and attack. We can't play too conservative. I preach conservative on my preview, but when I mean conservative, I mean lean on the running game and try to expose them once you're doing the play action. I feel like we can lean on them and run the ball like we did last week, and the Commanders are bad. But overall, the running game hasn't been bad. We need to lean on it a bit and go out there and, like I said, play action, deep shots. Let's play like we don't have something to lose, man. Except the game. We've been losing anyways. Go out there and play like you have nothing to lose. Play loose, man. That's what I want to see this Sunday, man. Just play loose. That's what I feel like, man. Once again, Eli Manning is nominated as a Hall of Famer, and I thought he was already inducted. So my apologies for everyone that saw it and thought the same thing. I didn't mean to feed you guys misinformation. We try to be 100% factual over here, but I just genuinely did not know they make it that big of a deal when someone's nominated. So everyone knew he was eligible. Then they officially nominated him, and now it's time to vote. And by the end of the season, we'll find out who gets inducted into the Hall of Fame after this year. What's your thoughts on it, man? I got to figure out how to put a poll up. I think a poll would be cool. But I want to know your feelings on Eli Manning. Tom, what's good, bro? Appreciate you for joining up. He said, I went and watched all 22 on Browns-Jags game. Unfortunately, I think Watson played pretty good game. I think he did. Like, last week was better than week one. And I think if you watch that week one game, that's where you saw, like, where is Deshaun? Last week he made plays. And I think if you're a quarterback in this league that's successful, man, you need to make plays. We see it. We talk about it all the time. And personally, I don't mean to shoot shots at Danny all the time, but I just feel like my quarterback's not a difference maker. He's not making too many plays. That's just my honest opinion. Deshaun, week one, looked bad. Last week he made a couple plays, and the Browns weren't winning that game the whole time. You know, they came back and won against the Jags. So coming off of a better game, and there's no better people to get right back on than the Giants, man. If you're gonna get right, it's probably gonna be against the Giants. Let's be honest. So hopefully we shake things up for him, man. Hopefully we shake things up for him and don't let it be easy. But once again, I believe that Watson is not the same Watson that was in Houston. And we're going to have to see how that works out. Man. How else you feeling on this Friday night? Is there any other games y'all looking into for this Sunday? Other than the Giants. We're here to talk about the Giants, of course, but who else are you looking into? Listen, this Philly team, I would love to see them start 1-2. I can't remember who they're playing against. The Saints, I believe. The Eagles have the Saints this week. Eagles and Saints, 1 p.m. I'm looking at that game. The Saints have surprised me. They whooped Dallas in Dallas last week, which is crazy. I gotta go back and watch that game because I don't I want to know what happened. We gotta whatever the Saints did, we gotta try to find a way to replicate that, man. I know Shaheed. I don't know if you guys know who Shaheed is, wide receiver for the Saints, man. He was taking the top off that defense. We need Hyatt to be like Shaheed, man. We need to utilize him the same exact way. But I'm definitely looking at how the Saints handle business against the Eagles. If they start off 1-2, if the Cowboys can find a way to, lose a couple games too, I'm all for it. I am all for it. I know the Giants. They're gonna win a lot of games, but you gotta take small victories as you can, and who knows how the season will trend, man. As bad as we feel about this team, we're only 2 weeks in. We're only 2 weeks in, and this is where the optimism comes in, man. Who was in here last week when we were talking about copium? I think that was Monday or last week. We were talking about copium. Someone said, "What drugs are you on?" And someone said, "I'm off copium." I don't know if I'm coping. I don't know if it's optimism. The Browns don't look as bad as we thought they would, or as hard as we thought they were in this offseason. The Bengals, part of this tough schedule, don't look as hard as we thought they were. The Seahawks, they're still solid. Our defense is not like the Patriots, but they lost in a shootout with the Patriots in overtime. I mean, you play every Sunday for a reason. You play every Sunday for a reason. We were competitive against the Commanders. At least we were competitive. And we'll see what we're with overall for the rest. But yeah, man, like there's a chance. There's a chance. You got to play the games for a reason. The Eagles start off 1-2. Who do the Cowboys play this week? Who do the Cowboys got? Ravens and Cowboys. Listen, it's doable. You can see both of those teams lose this weekend. The Ravens are 0-2 right now, along with the Giants, but they're very different 0-2, as we know. Very different. Bones, appreciate you for tapping in. He said, we can see a repeat of 2015. Division will come down to a low record and probably the last week of the regular season. Big possibility. But the way it started, man, it really could. It really could. Love the logo, by the way. Bones with the Giants logo. That's tough. And he said Ravens. Yeah, man. Ravens could get it done. Ravens get it done. The Saints get it done. We got the Eagles and the Cowboys, who we feel like are, tippity top of the league. Tippity top of the league. They could be down at 1-2. Commanders. Who the Commanders got this week? They got the Bengals. Bengals are 0-2 right now. We'll see what happens with it. But hey, we could be one game out, win one game, and all of a sudden we're all tied at one win. Like it's a lot to get there. We got to go out and win first. A lot to get there. But all I'm saying is you play these games for a reason. Any given Sunday, we'll see what happens. If I'm a betting man, I'm not betting on the Giants. I'll repeatedly tell you guys, but you play the games for a reason. Play the games for a reason. Tom says Lamar hasn't lost 3 in a row. Also, Lamar hasn't lost to an NFC team outside of Daniel Jones. And really, it's Wink Martindale. But the only team he's lost to in his career in the NFC is the Giants, ironically. So if he keeps that up, looking at the Cowboys 1-2, maybe the Eagles 1-2, Commanders maybe 1-2, and if the Giants can somehow, some way squeak a win this week, all tied at 1-2, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That might be the copium. That might be the, me being super optimistic, but find a way to win, man. I don't expect it to be a blowout. I really don't. This Browns team is not like the Browns team for the past couple of years. Nick Chubb is not in that backfield. They're not running the ball as effective as they were. It's all about Deshaun Watson and his weapons. Jerry Jeudy at the 2, Amari Cooper, number 1 wide receiver, Elijah Moore in the slot. Hopefully our DBs can stand up. Last week they had a decent showing except for Cordell Flott, man. Except for Cordell Flott. I want to see a lot of Andrew Phillips. I want to see a lot of Tyler Nubin. I want to see them flying all over the field, man. Those are the bright spots on this defense right now. I want to see it. Deonte Banks, you haven't heard his name called, and as a DB, you'd love to see that. Love to see that. If you don't hear Deonte Banks called out too much, that's because he's doing his job. He's doing his job, man. So hopefully these DBs step up, and once again, we might have a game. We might have a game. Copium, optimism, whatever you want to call it, man. We might be on all of that. We might be on all of that for sure. If we lose this game, if we lose this game, where do you stand with Brian Daboll? Let me know your opinion on that. If we lose this game, where do you stand with Brian Daboll? I want to see if I could post. Where do you stand with? I don't know if you guys were aware. I said it last week, man. This is a new streaming place that I'm on. Not used to being on here, but we're gonna try everything out on here. Where do you stand with Brian Daboll? Where do you stand with Brian Daboll, man? Let me know. Win Sunday. Right now, I'm just testing things out right now. There we go. Please win Sunday, y'all. Let's go get this dub Sunday, man. We just trying things out at this point. Phillips looked good. Andrew Phillips looked good, man. Some people didn't like him. Some people didn't like him when we drafted him, but Andrew Phillips has looked good. He's been solid, playing aggressive as well. There was a bad call on Jackson, but he played okay. He'll be back in rhythm 100%. I agree. I want to see him out there more, to be honest. I want to see him out there more. But yeah, man, let me know where do y'all stand? Where do y'all stand with Brian Daboll? Where do you stand on Brian Daboll? If we go down 0-3, man, do you think you hear the rumblings? This year it might not go well. Is he? If we don't win a lot of games, is he gone? Is it a for sure thing? That's what I want to see, man. I just want to see improvement out of this team. If we don't improve, I think it don't matter if he stays or not. It does not matter if he stays or not. Daboll has to step up, better play calling. If he can't get it together, then you start looking for a new head coach. Well said. Well said, Ronnie. If we don't start getting it together, man, if we don't see improvements, what's the point in keeping him around, man? Some people want to say, let him draft his own quarterback. They gave Daniel Jones this contract. This is the quarterback you wanted. Make it work. Make it work. That's what we need to see, man. Just want to see improvement on a weekly basis. On a weekly basis. Best believe I'm gonna be messing around with this ticker. We put it on the top. I like it on the bottom though. Reverse. I'm gonna be gotta utilize this a lot more. We talked about it last week. This is 720p. If you know me, I like to keep my quality nice. This is not the normal visuals that we see. I look a little distorted a bit. But we're gonna get it right soon. What do these themes look like? No, let's keep it back to the original. What was the original? I can't even pull the original. What we look like here? Oh shoot. All right. Let's just oh no. No, let's get this back to what it was, please. It wasn't great before. We're gonna keep it gray. This is New York. We don't have time. We don't got time for none of this BS, man. We got a couple people in the chat, man. Say what's good in the chat if you haven't already. Say what's up, like up the stream, and say what's good. Lock in. We're on this lock in live stream. Don't let neighbors go to waste. I don't want to see it happen, man. I don't want to see it happen. If there's anyone I'm watching on a weekly basis, it is Malik Neighbors. And I have no shame in watching him every week. Because Malik Neighbors is going to be a first 1,000-yard receiver since Odell, y'all. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it's going to happen. Malik Neighbors is going to be the first 1,000-yard receiver on this team in years. In years. So I love to see it. And I'm hopeful to see it, man. I am hopeful to see it. Like I said, run the ball, make your deep shots, make them pay, and we get this W on Sunday, y'all. We get this W on Sunday. All this other talk, stuff is gonna continue to come out. You're gonna see things about who's on the trading block. You know, outside of Jalin Hyatt, who people might speculate, who's on the trading block. You're gonna see who's on their way out, who's gonna get benched, who are we gonna start. You're gonna see these things as we continue to lose. The best thing to do is go out and win games. Go out and win games, and we're gonna be all right. The O-line is holding up, so we have to get out of this funk. We have a reputation to keep up with. I agree, man. We've been working back from this for too long. Way too long, man. Once again, man, go check out the preview if you haven't already. Go check out my last video on the Jalin Hyatt situation if you haven't already. I appreciate y'all for joining in for this Friday night. And best believe we're going to be talking about Sunday. We will be talking about Sunday, man, on Sunday. I do work Sunday night, but best believe I have a video out that night, as well as being live in the next following days as well. So appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Giants, go win a game on Sunday, man. Go Big Blue. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.